fantastic. Welcome, everybody. And I can see, looking at the capacity crowd, we've got lots of different coloured shirts tonight. There's an orange one. There are lots of blue ones. There's one from the 1960s. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling rather ill. There's a yellow one. Ooh. I'll introduce you to our extra special guest very shortly. Hello, welcome along to this week's edition of Life's a Pitch TV. It's the East Anglian Derby Day edition of Life's a Pitch TV. So whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, thanks for joining us today. Brought to you in association with our main sponsor, DPS Tech, and also a big thank you to our other sponsors, All About Hearing, marketing company Ginger Pickle, Forward Floors, Come Hither Design, the Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Venue 16, the Dove in Ipswich, John Keeble Cars in Bramford, and Fred Olsen Logistics. Let me introduce you to the team. It's Terry Butcher. It's Russell Osman. And from twtd.co.uk, it's Phil Ham. Richard and Mark and John on technicals. Leslie's our floor manager. And welcome, capacity crowd. What do you think of them, Butch?
They're the best crowd since last week. Unbelievable. No, they are. It's just, I don't think we can get anybody in here.
I think we have actually reached capacity tonight.
It's going to be like Portman Road will be on Saturday. Absolutely jam-packed. Jam-packed and bouncing.
Massive crowd. We've got sellout crowd tonight, which is brilliant. And we have got a very, very special guest tonight. Not only is he a former Ipswich Town goalkeeper, he's a former international German goalkeeper. Would you please make some noise for Laurie Sivell?
Thank you for that introduction.
Feel nice to hear that sung again?
That's really lovely, yeah. Appreciate it.
Oh, fantastic. Look, just before we get into Ipswich Town, just talk to me about the German goalkeeper bit, because that was you and Russ escaped to victory, wasn't it?
That was, yes. Well, I was a German goalkeeper, and they had the overhead kick, if you recall, in the game. And in a game, that's hard to protect that from an overhead kick while the game is flowing. So at the end of the match, we had to get all the production company around the 18-yard box with Pele and myself and this camera that went about 3 million times a second to slow the actual motion down, and they would lob the balls to Pele and he would do these overhead kicks. And obviously you had to make it realistic, so I kept saving it. And then until he got a really cracking one, which was really authentic, and that was what went into the production at the end of the film. So that was it. No. And also, I had to teach Stallone how to handle a football. Well, he was crap. He
wasn't that good.
He wasn't that good. He'd catch it. He would then get up, bounce it around like a basketball. I'm sure he was going to lob it into the top of the net, so he had to top and stop at him. But yeah, and that was really mine. But Russell obviously had a bigger part than me, so he would tell you a lot more. But actually, I wanted to ask you, Russell, did they offer you a contract in Hollywood? Because he was a handsome bugger. So did they? Yeah.
I did get invited back.
You did. Yeah. I know. Was this true?
Yeah. John
good.
Houston.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. Remember we had the end of filming party in the hotel.
Yeah.
Up in Bobby Moore's suite, and we got all the lighting boys had done all the lights, and the sound boys had put all the disco gear in and everything for us. Everybody came along. Michael Caine came along. John Houston came along. And at the end of the evening, he said to me, why don't you come back to Hollywood with us? I'm sure you can make a living out there. And I thought I was...
Doing what, Russell?
Make a few quid on the side. But I thought, no, football was my game.
Yeah.
I think I made the right decision, though.
Yeah. Well,
when did they tell you were going to be the German goalkeeper?
Well, they told me because when I was younger, I had this really gruff voice, and I failed the voice test, so I was then put into the German
so
goal.
Did Walkie, but he still ended up on our side.
Yeah. Not as gruff as mine.
Well, Herr Schmidt.
Yeah.
It was Schmidt, wasn't it?
Herr Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt. I remember the first overhead kick that Pele did. was in the bottom left-hand corner, and it was a magnificent, absolutely magnificent save that you pulled off.
Yeah.
And everybody said, Laurie, you're supposed to let them. That's why we had to keep doing it again and again.
and again.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the one that did end up in the back of the net, you wouldn't have got anywhere near it either, would you?
No, well, that was set up, wasn't it, by these, because they had to put these cameras around.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, okay. Right, I'll say no more.
But you can.
But when did you find out? Did you find out before you went over there, or when you actually got there?
What, for the voice test?
No, not for the voice test. To actually be a German goalkeeper.
When I was over there.
Did you have a choice, or were you just told that was what you
I was then put in the German goal, And
we had, was it Robin Turner when? Was it Robin?
Yeah, Robin Turner as well.
Yeah, Robin, he was a Nazi as well.
He was a Nazi, yeah. Well, we'd do anything for a Deutschmark.
We would,
Say no more.
Still a fantastic movie. Every time we all love it, don't we, when it's on? And thank God for ITV4.
It'll be on again in a couple of weeks. Don't worry about that.
We should have had the royalties right.
I think it's on more now than The Great Escape, I think.
Yeah.
It is. Well, if you could name a better football film.
Yeah.
Not really.
There is one.
Fever Pitch.
Yeah.
No.
But the other thing is you got to meet so many Pele.
Well,
obviously,
Pele,
you saved from Pele, amazing saves from Pele. I mean, he was the top man.
John Huston, who was a huge director of the time, wasn't he? I mean, he'd done The African Queen, all these huge films in Hollywood, but he when we first met him, he was in a wheelchair with a lung oxygen tank, wasn't he? Do you remember, under his chair?
Yeah, it was.
He was old, wasn't he? And we thought, who the hell is he? And then we found out that was John Huston.
Laurie, you asked me a question. I'll ask you a question then. When you were playing in goal, did you prefer to play behind Hunter and Beattie, Osman and Butcher? Can you reach him for me, Terry? Or Osman and Moore?
Osmond and Moore, and I'd never played with Osmond and Moore.
We were at the other end.
Yeah, I know.
Hunter and Beattie, Osman and Butcher.
Well, now you're putting me on the spot here, aren't you?
I am. Right.
That's a difficult question.
Just be careful how you answer this.
Yeah.
It's a very delicate one.
I'll sit on the fence.
Big Al's coming in a minute.
Yeah, I know. Do you know, he was a strange man, wasn't he, Big Al? We used to call him the strange man because you'd go into training.
Well, you didn't call it to his face, this right?
Yeah, I did. I said, you're a very strange man, Alan. Because you'd go into training in the morning, one day he'd hug you, the next one he'd thump you on the arm. And you'd say, morning, Al, he'd either get you in a headlock or hug you. So we used to call him the strange man, and he loved that. He loved being called a strange man, I think. That was one of his little
Lots
things.
more to talk about with you in a moment or two. But let's bring it back to town, and let's talk about the season so far. And it's sponsored by the Dove in Ipswich. So let's start by the match at Borough last weekend. Anybody went? Yes. Excellent. What a game, Phil Ham.
I know. 2-0. We just can't stop winning, can we? It's just extraordinary. Going away to teams that you look at it on paper and think, well, this will be a tough one, won't it? And then we win 2-0. And at the end of it, you think, well, we're much better than them. Michael Carrick was at the end, he just kind of admitted that they didn't have enough to beat us. Great goal from Connor Chaplin again. That combination between him and Wes Burns down the right, and terrific strike on this occasion, just at the right time really, because I think Middlesbrough were starting to come into it a little bit more just before half time. And then second half, Amari Hutchinson sent away Chaplin again, great through ball, and really we saw it out quite comfortably from there really. I think Václav Hladký made a couple of saves, one of which was from Luke Wolfenden, sort of misheading something. But other than that, we were very comfortable. It was, another famous win, really. You look at that as another good win away from home.
Another away from home win midweek, of course, as well.
I know, and off to Watford, another difficult side, another team I think this is their second year in the Championship after relegation. You expect a fair bit from these teams. I mean, obviously we played West Brom a few weeks ago and they were much better than us and deserved to beat us, really. But We even gave him a goal this time, didn't we? And
Yeah, we like to give people a head start now and again,
occasionally,
don't we?
occasionally.
It's like
I
when
mean,
I was little, you'd give a team a head start now and again if you thought they were weaker.
A rare Hladky error, whether it was the conditions or he just sort of misread the situation. One or two people wondered whether he might not actually have seen the Watford player because the yellow seats behind him in the.
No, it was just a crap pass.
It was. I think. Yeah. We're trying to find reasons why it was a crap pass, but it was a crap.
I don't think you can sugarcoat that.
No,
That was
no,
just
and he gave it away, and they took that chance well. But we gradually played ourselves back into the game. There's never any panic. Hutchinson was a danger breaking in that sort of right of the area. 2 or 3 times he caused a few problems, and then Hurst obviously followed up. And then second half, Sammy Morsey, just when the game, I think we were kind of thinking it might end up 1-1. He forced an error and then took his chance with the confidence of an Alan Brazil or a Paul Mariner, with that sort of, you didn't really think it was ever in doubt when he was through on goal. It was a great, and again, saw the game out perfectly, really. I don't think Watford had a chance in the final 5 or 10 minutes, did they?
What do you think, boys?
Well, I think we play very much on the front foot at the moment, and epitomised by how Morsey got his goal at the end of the game. He's made the first challenge, made the second challenge, a horrendous mistake from the centre half, real old school touch on the ball that gave it away, but his finish was sublime. He was very composed there, and it did show you that even though he's on his last yellow card, that he can behave himself in a game and he can have an impact in a game, and it was a good performance from him.
Did you think that when Morsey got the ball and he's one-on-one against the keeper, just inside him was Freddie, Big Freddie was there, and he was all open. So I thought maybe he's going to just square it and it's a tap in for Freddie. But I wonder if Freddie was thinking, if he misses here, I'm going to smash him because he's going to play me in. Because I would have done.
The centre forward, Morsey said afterwards that he couldn't get the ball from under his feet. He heard Freddie shouting at him, but I think by that time the goalkeeper was on him, and I think he had to take the.
He had to put the ball on the back of the net.
Yeah, had to put it through the keeper's legs, didn't he?
It was a great finish.
It was
Really good finish.
How often did you get to see them, Laurie?
I've been down a few times this season, actually, because I like how they play football. That's good to watch after a few seasons where that wasn't very, what was the word, pleasing on the eye. So I have started coming in the last couple of seasons. I quite enjoy it, actually. They play good football and they stick to their principles, don't they?
Do you like the way the goalkeeper plays out from the back?
Well, that's a bit scary at times, isn't it? But that's what he's told to do. So, you know, and they've got the players on with the ability on the ball now to do it. So.
He's got better at it.
Yeah.
And the players around him have got better players.
That's right. They've got the confidence on a ball.
Yeah. But would you have been comfortable playing now? I know you're a bit old, but I mean, if you were, previously, would you have been comfortable passing out from the back and everything like that? Now?
Yeah, I think I probably would have done. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would. That would be quite. Actually, I used to throw out a lot to Millsy anyway when we played. Millsy used to accept the ball quite a lot from short and play it from the back, to be honest.
And then Millsy would lose the ball.
No, he wouldn't. He would not. He'd put it down the Aunt Sally, as Cyril used to say, down the alley.
Down the alley, yeah.
Down the Aunt Sally.
Put it down on
Then we'd lose the ball.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
But now they try and build up and keep short passes, keep the possession, don't they?
A lot's been made of the pitch now compared to when you were in goal. I mean, I'd hate to see the Norwich keeper on Saturday have to deal with a bobble on the pitch, wouldn't you?
They talked about Brian Gunn.
Oh, poor old Brian.
There is a gun in goal for Norwich, so you never know. Lightning may strike twice.
Yeah,
hopefully.
But I can't believe these pitches now because they go out with a fork at half time and there's no divots. Yeah. So why do they not have divots on these pitches?
I think it's justification.
Perhaps he has to earn his money.
Yeah.
But they are amazing though. It's like a snooker table.
And they're so good to play from the back, really. I mean, when we played, those big old lumps, weren't they?
You like to say it's one of the reasons why we didn't play it from the back because the pitches were so
poor. Yeah.
But it wasn't our style. But at the end of the day, you had to adapt to the pitches, and you adapt by getting the ball longer and making the opponents.
There were days during the season where the instructions were, today is not a day for passing out from the back.
No.
Can you remember those?
I think that was every week, wasn't it?
But I suppose when the Dutchman came, that because you could give the ball to France with about 8 people around him, couldn't you? And he'd still come out with the ball and pass it. Yeah. And that was a bit of an eye-opener, actually, I thought, when
Arnold as well.
Arnold as well with that sort of left
Wanderer
foot.
left foot.
That wanderer left foot. Yeah, brilliant left foot. Yeah.
Amazing times.
Yeah.
We've got lots to talk about today, and especially the East Anglian derby coming up against Norwich on Saturday. Whoa. But we'll just push that to one side for a moment because, as I said earlier, we've got a special guest here today. He's come along on his birthday today, but more of that in a moment or two. We've got a wonderful shirt from the 1960s here. Come up to the microphone here, and this, Laurie.
That was the shirt I
brings you a
first
few
had.
memories.
Yeah, 67 when I joined. I think that was the shirt. Was it? That looks like it.
Yeah, but I bought this as a 62 shirt.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Probably still would have, because obviously they didn't change them then, didn't they?
They didn't change them so much, no. Well, actually, when I joined, Bill McGarry was manager. He was quite a fearsome character, Bill McGarry. He sort of ruled by fear. Everyone was scared of him, especially the apprentices. We used to have a little relay. So if he was coming down the corridor up from his office, we'd all hide in the... Because when you were apprentice then, you had to clean the toilets, clean the floor, clean the baths. So we'd all pretend we were doing our little jobs, and so we didn't have to confront him. But he was quite fearsome. But he was one of these managers that was all... hard training, weights, lots of running, not a lot of ball work, that kind of manager. And he was quite scary. In fact, he used to get me, because I obviously was not very tall, I used to swing from these girders. He made me swing from these girders every morning to try and stretch me. And I'll tell you, I never grew an inch, but I had the longest arms in British football.
I want to be like you.
Is it?
And I used to swing there like a baboon.
Is it
Well, I
right?
didn't come down unless he bollocked me.
Is it right that you wrote for a trial to the club? Is that right?
No, I was taken down by one of my teachers from Lowestoft, yeah. And I came for a trial, and then I stayed after the trial.
You never look back.
No, and I stayed there till I left, really.
Well, a couple of North Suffolk boys here,
Yeah.
and you're also from North Suffolk, aren't you?
Well, my in-laws were from Hopton, so yeah. Because Laurie was a news agent.
I had a shop there, yeah. In
Yeah,
Hopton.
yeah.
My wife used to run it there.
Yeah,
didn't-
according to my mother-in-law, who was never wrong, apparently, a very lovely man.
Yeah.
So I think that's obvious
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
lovely.
that's
Yeah,
good.
Fantastic. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
What do you reckon the score's going to be on Saturday?
I reckon 3-0.
To town?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
have to double check.
What's that? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming along. Great
Cheers,
to see
Mark.
you.
There you go.
Thank you.
So what was it like in those early days?
What do you mean? In what respect?
In town, what was it like there? Who were the characters that
Well,
were there?
the
in
characters
the club?
we had some good characters. There was Danny Hegan. He was a clever little midfield player. He was a bit volatile. Who else did we have? We had Joey Broadfoot. Little Joey, who'd run out of the ground. He was so fast he couldn't stop. Who else did we have? Well, Viljohn was playing then. What do you call him, Viljohn? Frank Brogan, the winger. You used to get in his car, and that was like going into an opium den. They'd be full of cigarettes all the way home. But there were some really good characters then. Really good characters.
Ray was there, was he? About that?
Ray Crawford was there for a while. Yeah, he was there when I first joined. Did he leave in 69? Was he there? 69?
Yeah, he probably left before.
Yeah, he
Bobby
was there for a
came,
couple
didn't
of
he?
years. Yeah, Ray
Was
Crawford.
it Billy Baxter there?
Yeah, Billy was there. Billy Baxter, and
He wasn't a tall centre half, was he?
no,
Billy?
he wasn't. He
But he
was
was
really good leap on
Good
him.
leap, yeah.
Yeah, good leap.
And
Really
Chopper?
good player.
Chopper Jefferson?
Chopper was there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chopper. Yeah, little
Was that Chopper Jefferson?
Chopper Jefferson. Yeah, we went on tour to Zambia once, and we had a few games, and we had to play the final one in this stadium, and they had a player called Gibby Zulu who didn't wear boots. So, but the games were hard, and before the game, Chopper was getting his boots out and screwing studs in. So we said, "What are you doing? That's hard out there." He said, "We've got to stop this Gibby Zulu." So boom, straight on his foot. And in fact, we played in the game and we were winning 1-0, and the referee wouldn't blow the whistle. That went for about 120 minutes, and he gave them a penalty.
It's a bit like today.
And we went to walk off, the players, and Robson came on and stopped us because we knew they were cheating and we were going to walk off, but he made us stay on and play the rest of the game.
Zambia.
Zambia, yeah, one Zambia, one nation.
Wow.
So you mentioned Baxter, of course. There was the confrontation, wasn't there? Between
Yeah, that
Bobby.
was after I played in that game, after the Leeds game we lost, and he'd left Billy Baxter and Tommy Carroll out, and I think they caused a ruckus in the players' room afterwards, and they came down into the dressing rooms because we'd lost. They were taking the mick, and all of a sudden that kicked off. And I think Cyril was fighting one in the drying room, and Robson was on top of one where I sat. So I got bloody pushed out of the way. And he was pounding him, and we had to pull him off.
Pull the manager off?
Yeah, he was pounding. I think that was Tommy Carroll he was hitting, and Cyril was fighting someone else, and we had to pull them off. And next morning, Robson called us in and gave him a bollock, gave us all a bollock and for pulling him off.
But it was obviously a bit of player power, sort of the old guard.
Well, that was a sort of catalyst for change, because he then got rid of all a certain clique in the club, and then the youngsters started to come through more. You know, he started to rely on more youth team, and that was sort of a catalyst for change at the club, which obviously then that went on and on and on till 15 years or whatever it was till we.
Just the beginning of an amazing time.
That
wasn't
was,
it?
that was the catalyst of that, I think.
Yeah. And obviously you were not the tallest of keepers,
No.
but you were renowned for your bravery. Striker comes in, you weren't afraid to get
No.
stuck in there with the strikers.
No, I did that once too often. I think.
Andy Gray.
Andy Gray took me out. Yeah, he rearranged my face. One day, at Villa Park. I got a letter. A few days later, the boss showed me this letter. He said someone had hit a really hard shot and I'd gone and parried it, and I went and got the rebound. And this fellow wrote, "In my day, we were taught to hold the ball in football."
Tough school.
Yeah, tough school. Yeah.
But was that in the 89th minute? Was it the last minute?
That was about 10 minutes from the end, and I think Trevor went in goal. Trevor in goal last few minutes. Yeah, Trevor went in goal.
And you had another one as well in 77, a year later. You got kicked in the head from David Cross.
Did I? I can't remember that. It must have been so bad. I must have.
Well, you've had one kick in the head too many.
Yeah, I think I have.
And Alan Hunter went in goal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember now? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Was that? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, probably do.
But when with the Andy Gray one, I was just looking through the websites. You actually went back to your digs. Was that right afterwards?
I did. I stayed at my digs because I was so bad that the boss didn't want my wife to see me, did he?
But then you apparently you had a whiskey, but you had to sip it through a straw.
A straw, I did. Yeah. I had a whiskey through a straw. I had to have a lot of stuff through straws for a few days. Yeah.
So you lost the number of teeth, did you?
Sorry?
You lost the number of teeth, is that right?
Yeah, I've had them repaired now. It costs a lot of money. No.
So Andy Gray owes you that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Mind you, Andy would try and whack somebody every set.
Every
piece,
time,
every corner,
yeah.
you know,
He could be a bit vicious, couldn't he?
He was
Andy
an
Gray.
awkward guy because he used to put both arms up to head the ball, and you couldn't get past the arms.
No, that's right.
You used to make contact with the elbows, so and he used to get away with it as well.
Yeah, it was his technique, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
you played in front of some big crowds in those years, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think the biggest one at Portman Road ever was 38, was it, or something, against Leeds in the FA Cup or something one year.
Well, that was four games.
4 games, that's right, yeah. We played 4
I went to the one at Leicester for 0-0 the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we won 3-2 on the Thursday.
Yeah, that was...
We looked at Wes Burns' goal with the outside of his foot when he's bent it in the other week, saying that was one of the best goals you'd ever see. But Clive Woods hit one of the best goals you'd ever see.
Yeah, he curled it, didn't he?
Yeah, to win it.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
Yeah.
Woods, he is a lovely lad.
But then he played Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, till we got a result.
You didn't have a rest?
No.
Is that when Walkie got called up?
Sorry?
Did Walkie?
Yeah, he got called up in the semi, didn't he? I think. Yeah, when we lost at Chelsea. Yeah, he
that's
did.
when he made his debut.
Yeah, that was when he made his debut because Alan was injured, wasn't he? I think. Yeah,
that was a replay as well.
Yeah, that was from Villa Park
on the poor pitch as well.
Yeah, very poor. Yeah, and I think we had a goal disallowed that was offside, but I don't think it was offside when you look back on the replays. But there you go. That's c'est la vie. That's life, isn't it? Didn't have VAR then, did they?
Thank God, no. Beattie and Hunter in front of you. I mean, we've got Beats' cushion here and a little statue next to you. What were they like to have in front of you?
Well, they were solid, weren't they? Beat was a brilliant footballer, wasn't he? Everyone can agree that he had all the attributes of pace, didn't he? Power. He was good on the ball. Could read a game as well. Beat. He was cracking footballer.
He could drink as well.
He could drink. He could change his car every month.
He would change his car. Smoke like a trooper.
Yeah. Well, they both used to smoke, didn't they? That was Alan's warm up before the game. A quick fag.
The
strange man. Yeah.
But that was a longer warm-up than Trevor Weinmark.
Oh, Trevor's. Have you ever seen him at the golfer warm-up? The golfer, when he goes like this, that was Trevor's warm-up.
He did it in a seated position as
well.
Yeah,
in a seated position, Trevor.
He didn't move.
No.
Came in, sat down, did the warm-up, was there for like an hour, and went on the pitch and played.
Yeah, scored a goal, come back.
But never pulled a muscle in his life.
No.
Never got injured.
Sometimes he forgot to take his coat hanger out of his shirt. He looked as though his coat hanger was in. He got the biggest, unbelievable.
He's really, he was brilliant. Actually, I go see him now because he's not been very well lately, Trev. And I went to see him the other week.
Did you played walking football with Trevor?
I introduced Trevor to walking football.
Did they realise who he was or not?
No, I'll tell you what happened, because I took him there and we were playing this morning and he kept rattling these shots in from miles away, and a lad came up to me and said, "Who's that bloke? He's rather good." I said, "Oh, he's not too bad." I said, "He did get a couple of England caps."
I'm surprised he didn't flick the ball up and head it in from 30 yards. He scored it. We played it Anfield. And that was my second game, 2-2. And he scored from a header from outside the box, just outside on the level on the penalty area from 18 yards. And he bent the header. And I watched it because I was right behind it, and it bent into the top corner. I've never seen a header, anybody headed the ball and it bends. Anyway.
He had an ability to hover in the air, Trevor, didn't he? He could sort of hang there. It really uncanny, really, how
it used to be a thing in your eras, didn't it? You know, you look at the old programmes and they're jumping up so high to head the ball. You don't see that so much these days.
Well, I think that's played on the ground a lot more, football, isn't it? And you don't get so much aerial combat now, do you?
No, if you get a headed goal, it's not miraculous. But we were always told to jump off 1 foot. One-footed takeoffs rather than the two. You see players now, they always jump with 2 feet. They never actually attack the ball one-footed. So that was why you got up higher. It's because you had a run at it and then stepping up rather than a standing start.
But also, if it's poor pitches, you've got to play the ball through the air a lot more anyway. You're not going to be trying to zip it along the ground as they are these days on this nice, firm, wet pitch that Ipswich have now.
And then what was it like when these two are in front of you then?
They were good, those two. He was helped me out.
Like that, Laurie.
Yeah.
Like that, well done. Checks in the post.
Yeah, what are you going to say, Kat? Yeah, they worked really well together, you two, didn't you? I mean, you had this sort of like this sort of thing with you.
Did we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
What, do we move our hands a bit?
No. You try to move your feet. Yeah.
An understanding.
And that's the word I'm searching for. An understanding. They had a good understanding with each other. Yeah.
But we knew that any crosses that came into the box.
Yeah.
It was a case of, well, we'll go for them unless we hear from Laurie or from Coops as well. Yeah. You know, that was your understanding.
Yeah, that's right.
You just did it. You didn't have to say anything or do anything. You just did it.
But they were very dominant in the air, those two as well, weren't you? I mean,
he was.
We weren't bad. No, you were as well. It was good, and it was really good to follow on and beat. Because we were always told, watch Hunter and Beattie, watch what they do, not off the pitch but on the pitch. Watch what they do. That was the thing. That was the thing you did, and when you watched that. You said, "Wow, I want to be like that." You're never going to be like that, but you always felt we could be like that sometimes.
Yeah, they were another complementary pair, weren't they? I mean, Beat was blessed with this tremendous pace, wasn't he? He could mop things up.
Yeah. He could jump as high as he needed to jump.
Then he could burst forward from the back and whack one in from about 20, 30 yards. He was just a phenomenal footballer.
And Big Al.
I mean, if he was playing today, he'd be a billionaire, I should think.
Well, he wouldn't be because he'd spend it on cars.
He'd have 23 Jensens.
And everything else, But
he would probably still be swapping his car every week, I think.
But you had Big Al, the strange man. He could play out really well from the...
he could.
In the rugby boots.
In the rugby boots.
I liked it when he used to kick it out of the ground near the end, straight over the Portman Road stand.
Yeah. He taught us to do that. Yeah,
took
we made,
some doing
we
as
made
well.
a career out of it.
Yeah.
You were in quite a unique position because you were there in the 60s. You saw the arrival of Sir Bobby.
Yes.
You saw the teams that he
Yeah,
built as
yeah,
we went through
yeah.
the FA Cup, UEFA
Yeah,
Cup, of course, which
yeah,
you played
yeah.
part in. Amazing time to be there.
That was an amazing time because you sort of that was like the embryo of, as we said, when they got rid of the two players, then the youngsters came through, didn't they? And you had that team that lasted probably till about the cup final, actually, and then that changed again, didn't he? A lot of the players left after the cup final. He brought the two Dutchmen in, who then that sort of required slightly different style of football, didn't it?
Yeah.
I would think, and that served us probably better in Europe as well. That kind of football, which helped us win the UEFA Cup, and then he left.
Of which you played a part.
Yes.
Bohemians.
Yeah,
of
Bohemians Prague. Yeah. And then after that, I don't know. I suppose when Robson left, that started to go down a little bit, didn't it? After that, was it 82? When did he leave? 82 or?
Yeah, 82.
82. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the team started to break up. When did you leave, Butch? 80.
I left 86. Russell
86.
left 85.
Yeah. Because when
85.
did we get relegated?
85.
85.
80
Yeah.
No, 86.
86.
Probably
Yeah.
ended- sorry, I went 85.
You went
at the end of
85,
that season,
yeah.
we got relegated. Yeah.
So you two had no part in that. It was down to me.
Yeah, I'd left then.
I know.
In fact, I joined in
Get over it, though,
67,
Ted.
and that was the season we got promoted to the first division. And I left in 84, and we were always in the first division all that time.
Yeah.
And then we got relegated in 85, did we? Yeah.
6.
86, yeah.
But thanks for reminding me about that.
Well, I always remember because that was when Bill McGarry was manager. We got promoted, didn't he? Which he obviously done a good job. Then he left for Wolves, didn't he? After that, and then Bobby Robson come. Sammy Chung, yeah, and Reg Tyrrell.
I remember the '78 for the FA Cup. I remember going with you and I think it was Roger to the Martlesham Red Lion. Maybe get a free dinner there. I don't know. After this. But we went there, and I think we went there. It was either before the semi-final or the final. We went there for a fish and chips or whatever we did after training, and you were in the squad sort of thing. I wasn't in the squad, but Roger was as well, and all that sort of thing. And we all know what happened to Roger. In the FA Cup.
Brilliant, yeah.
But it was just one of those strange sort of lunches that you have.
Yeah.
And we're all obviously everyone's so focused on the game, the cup run and tickets and all these kind of things as well. It was an incredible just to be not actually involved in the squad, but just to be at the club and an Ipswich fan. It was just incredible.
Yeah, the sort of the furore about
it. You're an Ipswich fan, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I used to come down and watch them when I was a young lad.
That was my local at the time.
What, the Martlesham Red Lion?
You lived across the road, didn't you?
Yeah,
you did. Yeah.
I had a few locals at that time.
What, you're talking about pubs?
That was one of them, yeah.
Moving on. Now, there's a big game coming up on Saturday.
I've gone red, yeah.
It's the East Anglian derby. I know. It's Ipswich Town, the pride of East Anglia, against Norwich City. And we have someone with us today who's celebrating their birthday today, and they've chosen to spend their birthday with us, which I think is lovely. And he used to be on our old radio show with us every week. We decided now we've got an East Anglian derby back that we ought to bring him on to the YouTube show. Would you make whatever noise you feel appropriate, please? It's Captain Canary! Get right up to that microphone, Captain.
I like the mixture of booze
It's a blue microphone. Have you noticed that?
Yes, it's not my yellow one I used to get in the studio.
No, we used to look after you when you came in the studio.
Yeah.
But as it's your birthday today, everybody's decided to sing you a song, which I think is really nice. So after 3, everybody, 1, 2, 3.
Snow is falling all around us. Ipswich playing, having fun. 'Tis the season, back-to-back promotions. Merry Christmas, Norwich scum.
Hey! Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what? you know what? It's taken us, I know we haven't won yet, but we will. It's taken us so long to have these kind of bragging rights because you've had the upper hand for so many years, haven't you?
We have. We, you know, for as long as we've been on the radio with Life's a Pitch, you know, since 2009 when the town last beat Norwich, that just does not seem possible, does it? Unless...
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that.
yeah. Well, I've got to get it in somehow, haven't I? Yeah.
When we relegated you.
Yeah. It's been a long while, but that's why it's fantastic to have this just round the corner, this local derby, because it's been 5 years since we've had one, and I'm very nervous, as you can imagine, because the stats say we are going to get royally whooped. But who knows? Who knows? Derbies can be a funny old game.
Yeah, they can, can't they? Yes,
They can.
Well, look, thank you for coming along and joining us on the show. It's very brave of you, but you're amongst friends.
My pleasure.
Okay, I think, anyway. You haven't got out alive yet. In tribute to you, we do have a dead canary behind me.
Yes, I've noticed that.
And have you noticed how dead it is this week?
Deflated like our season at the moment.
Yeah. Agent Wagner's doing a fantastic job.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. Good riddance to him when he finally goes. Got to get rid of the cook first.
Poor old Delia. Poor old Delia,
yeah.
Of course, there have been some memorable matches in the past where Town have done well. Matt's here. Come on, Matt. Come and tell everybody what you brought. We'll get you back on again in a second, Captain. But fight your way through, Matt. Come on. He's got a plastic bag. Yeah, get right up close to that microphone, Matt.
Okay. So the story is 1998. My friend was on the ground staff at Portman Road, mostly up at the training ground, but on a match day he'd be there with his little fort. Norwich, I think, lost 5-0, didn't they? And at the end of that game, the ball was with, I think, the Norwich captain. Anyway, he wasn't very happy, and he hoofed it onto the roof of the, I think it was the Pioneer stand, which he managed to hit. And my mate was sent up to get the ball out of the gutter. And he brought it to me because he was a United fan, Man United fan, so no use to him. This is the ball that was pulled out the gutter in 19...
That is the 5-0 ball.
That is the 5-0 ball.
Oh, look at that.
That's like a holy relic.
It's got a little, if you want to confirm, I wanted to give it to you guys because you've got like this museum going here, haven't you?
Seems
and it's a real thing. I mean, he was on the ground staff. It's absolutely genuine. No reason to lie to me about it.
Wow. Fantastic.
And that is like a holy relic of
yeah, pretty much.
East
I've
Anglian
been
derbies.
worshipping it in my garage.
Yeah. So it's still got Portman Road mud on it.
Huh?
Put Portman Road mud on it. Alex Matthews boot print.
What it has got is a big scuff mark where it hit the roof.
Oh yeah.
Can I give it you guys?
We would be absolutely
in my garage.
No, we would be thrilled. Yeah.
Because I saw Alex Matthews saying that he got it.
That's amazing. And Matt, before you go, Matt, don't let him go. Matt, come back here. Look, come back here. Score on Saturday.
I had a word with Butch. He told me it's 3-1.
Perfect. Excellent. Give him a big round of applause. Well done.
Well done. But
thanks very much for coming in.
Is that so? Let's get me right. We won 5-0. That was Alex Matthews scored a hat trick.
Alex Matthews scored a hat trick. Bobby Petter scored 2.
But Alex Matthews said that he has a match ball.
Yeah, I reckon he must have got one that they used subsequent to the one being knocked on the roof. So he's not got the ball that he scored a hat trick with.
No, so he's a liar. But Alex Matthews is a liar.
Well, mistaken. I would.
Okay.
Probably more diplomatic.
So we've just
got it now.
We've just devalued.
We've got it.
We've just devalued his ball now. If he wants to sell it, it's not the ball, folks. It's not the ball.
I think we should, before we all go tonight, we should all touch that ball. Okay, ready for Saturday. We should all touch that. I mean, what a fantastic game. Do you have any memories of Norwich games?
I played in a few. I think we lost in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. We drew at Norwich, and then.
Hang on a minute, you missed one there.
And in the replay, we lost, and Johnny Miller scored 2 goals, I think. Right. Is that the quarterfinals of the League Cup?
I think it's the story.
Yeah, and Johnny Miller got 2 goals, didn't he?
He'd only just signed.
Who just left us to go to Norwich. Yeah.
And I think the story was Bobby Robson said...
Lone voice in the capacity crowd.
That's probably right, yeah. Poor old John, God rest his soul. Oh, Johnny's a lovely lad, Johnny.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah,
nice fella.
Ipswich lad, wasn't he?
Yeah, any more memories?
Not really, because I can't really recall any major memories against Norwich, to be honest. Boo!
Did you get bored winning all the time? As
Well, I don't know if I ever won against them. We drew twice and lost once.
Did. I'm sure you did.
But what was it like, both of you, growing up in the Lowestoft area? Because it's real sort of border country, isn't it, for both sides?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a sort of like...
We're a bit too close to them.
Yeah, we are really close, aren't we? Because is it disc? Some go to Norwich, some go to Ipswich, and I think that's the same where we are. You get a spattering of Ipswich fans as
But there used to be
Norwich fans.
All the years gone by, there was a lot more town shirts.
Yeah.
That you saw about the area, about Lowestoft, and then obviously with what they've done up the road, done very well. They've been better than us, so therefore you see not all the Norwich shirts.
Yeah.
Which is not a pleasant sight, I must say.
No, that's right. Yeah, I so often see them when I'm driving home. They're all waiting at the bus stop to go to Carrow Road, lots of them.
Well, we had
Drive through the puddles and splash them?
Yeah, I would do.
We've got some good memories of the Norwich games. Yeah, I've got one memory. It was about this time of the year, and I used to go to London to get presents for Rita with my friend. So we used to go down on the train in the morning, early morning. The two of us go down there, and we had a sort of pact that every present we bought for the wives, we'd have a pint. Because it was a day off, as you do. So the weather wasn't particularly great, so therefore we did the shopping, and we were pretty well oiled, and there were lots of presents for the wives, so it was great. So then we came back. So we get back, and I get back about 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Taxi, roll into my home, and I get in the door, eventually get in the door, and Rita says, "Do you have a good time?" And I says, "Yeah, look, loads of presents and that sort of thing. Yeah, you stink of booze. You absolutely blotto." I had a call earlier in the evening from Bobby Ferguson, the manager, and he says that you have a friendly match against Norwich tomorrow. So I didn't
Is there such a thing?
I think we actually lost in the friendly game. So, but I can't remember much about it because I was still drunk when I played. How can you say to the manager, "I'm not unfit to play because I'm drunk"?
You had a great game though.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. I don't know.
What about you, Russ?
Crikey. I mean, the earliest I can recount playing when the Fashanu brothers were playing. We're playing Eastern Counties Youth League, the under-18s, and we were playing on the pitch at the side of Portman Road, which is now the fan zone. And even those games got a little bit tasty and a little bit physical. And of course, with the Fashanu boys, they could look after themselves, and that was your introduction to it, really. And then the league games, not a lot. I missed out on the one in '85, second leg, because I'd been sent off with Simon Stainrod in the quarter-final of the League Cup, QPR, but we went through. Drew the first game in the semi-final against Norwich. I was suspended for that one.
Come on, you missed it. It's pantomime season, for heaven's sake.
And then in the second leg, Bobby Ferguson wouldn't play me, didn't want to play me. I'd been told by that time that I was going to have to try and find myself a club at the end of the season, so he didn't want to play me. So I was sat up in the stand watching Norwich, thank you, that's better, kick 7 bells of crap out of the boys that night, and it was the worst. Was it Keith Hackett?
Yeah, Keith Hackett.
Keith Hackett gave the worst refereeing performance I've ever seen, ever. And some of the tackles that went into our lads was just absolutely diabolical. And I was sat in the stand and couldn't do anything about it. That's the annoying part of it.
The best thing I ever did that night, I tried to kick a foo of the other team. And I also managed to smash the door in the dressing room afterwards as well. So I did leave my mark. But yeah, they made it through to the Milk Cup final, won it, and then they, to our great delight, they got relegated that season as well. So didn't quite make up for it, but it's nice to see them struggle.
I've just found a nice photo on here of you celebrating a goal right in Chris Woods' face. in a derby, who obviously was later your teammate, wasn't he?
No, I didn't know it was Chris Woods. It just had that horrible shirt on. So that'll do for me.
I mean, Captain, come back to the microphone because, they have had some horrible shirts.
Oh, God.
Including the one you've got on now. I mean, how can you walk around with that colour shirt on all the while?
The worst shirt we ever had was the one with the green, the splash paint, like they just chucked a can of paint at you and there's like little green bits here. Look, there isn't a lot you can do about canary yellow, is there? It is what it is. And
Well, I don't know about that. You could throw it away. You could actually burn it.
I can imagine what you could do with it, but yeah.
Car wash.
Car wash.
Yeah, we've had some pretty horrendous shirts, I must admit. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, no.
There you go.
Anyway,
we'll
go back
see-
over there. Go on.
We'll see it on Saturday. We'll see it at Portman Road on Saturday, and it's obviously a rare sight. But
Yeah, something special is happening with the East Anglian derby because Ipswich Town fans supporting food banks are collecting again, and we're putting rivalries aside for this. Charlie's here to tell us all about it. Charlie Nixon, everybody, give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Charlie. Tell us what's happening at the weekend. What's happening already, actually?
Well, yes, it started already, really. So Monday we launched 2 GoFundMe pages, and the premise of our group is hunger doesn't wear club colours. So anybody can be affected by poverty, no matter what football team, no matter what geographical allegiance you have. So we put that aside for the moment and raise money for food banks. So Monday we started a campaign, and we've been encouraging Ipswich fans to raise money for the Norwich Food Bank and Norwich fans to raise money for Find, who have been collecting throughout the whole season. And the response we've got has been phenomenal. So we've raised, from Ipswich fans going to Norwich Food Bank, we've raised over £600. And from Norwich fans going to the Ipswich Food Bank Find, we've raised over £500. So everyone's got behind it, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. And it just shows it just shows the power that football fans can have and football does have. We can put rivalries aside. When it comes to 12:30 on a Saturday, I'm not going to be singing Kumbaya with Norwich fans. But for now, we can put that aside and we can do something to, help out each other's communities.
No, I think that's fantastic and so much needed at the moment, isn't it? It really is. How can fans donate?
So look at our Facebook page or our Twitter. We usually use Twitter more, so that's the best place to look. We're constantly posting links on there, sharing it. Ipswich Town Football Club have shared it. Norwich City Football Club have shared it. The press have shared it, obviously. Look online, search up our name, search us up on the GoFundMe site, and you can. And we'll also be there on Saturday as well.
You can be in the fan zone.
Fan zone just outside Planet Blue on Saturday. So if people got some loose change and want to drop by, we'll be collecting there, and obviously physical donations if people fancy bringing those along.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, look, the Life's a Pitch team have got together this evening, and we'd like to make a contribution of £250.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's really.
So, well done for what you're doing. We want to support it, and see Mark over there. And he'll give you the bank details and all that kind of stuff. So we'll sort that out before you go tonight, so you have that. Good luck and thanks for what you're doing. I think it's brilliant. What do you think the score's going to be, though?
Oh, I'm going with Butch 3-1. I think we're going to do our classic. Let's concede early and then
give them a head start.
You know how it goes. We'll let you have that one. Yeah. We'll get the job done.
Brilliant, Charlie. Thank you very much. Give him a round of applause, everybody.
Charlie.
Now, something we do every week, and it's time for our Keep It Up Challenge, sponsored by Ginger Pickle. Right, so Laurie, you got your trainers on, haven't you? There, you got your trainers on. You still playing walking football and things? No. Okay. He's like, well, let's see. If you'd like to go over into our performance area over there, there's the leaderboard. We have actually managed to clean it with a little bit of help. So Scoey is at the top with 79, Chambo 59, Alan Lee 58. Butch has dropped off the leaderboard, which he's very pleased about. So, Laurie, you have 60 seconds. Okay, Terry will time. No. Once you start, that's it. We start counting. Okay, so wait for Phil's whistle. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready, Phil? And you're going to all count as well? Yeah. Are you sure? Off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well done. Well done.
You beat Mark Murphy.
You beat me.
Level with Mickey Stockwell.
That's all right, Laurie. That's not bad for a keeper, is it? Not bad for a keeper at
it's
all.
not bad for a 95-year-old, I must say. Yeah.
These feel like it.
Only you can say those things, Terry Butcher.
Yeah. Well, talking
I know
about
him too well.
I know.
Talking about that, we were talking before. We actually shared car journeys in from Lowestoft and back again, and all that sort of thing. And Laurie was, because I was just a little fledgling sort of thing, and well, a big fledgling, but and he used to drive his Datsun 120Y. In those days, it was now it's Nissan, but he would drive it very well. But he would enter into conversation with me, and he would try to goad me and try his little tricks on me, wouldn't he?
I would have a few little tricks.
He'd have a few little tricks, and he would.
I did one. I think one day though, that was we were going down, and I thought he's a young lad. I'll test his character, see how he reacts. You see, so we're driving along, and I kept going. Right, Butch. I done it about 4 times. He turned to me with that icy glare like that, and he said, "If you do that once more, I will put you through expletive window." So this was me. All the way back. But he did have a good character, I found out in the end.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The 4th time or the 5th time. There wasn't a 5th time going. I tell you now. As much as I admired him, he was one of my heroes. He was going to go through that window. Yeah.
So he was one of your heroes, because obviously Lowestoft and both.
Well, he's a local boy and all that sort of thing. Yeah, he was wow. Yeah, one of the guys, and having watched the team and watched Laurie play and all that sort of thing, it was
Yeah, but he still put me through the window.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, yeah, I probably would.
Just a reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to punch that like button, please. We want some more likes and also some subscribers. So subscribe, please, if you can. If you're watching on YouTube, it does help us going forward with the channel. Time for the news in brief this week from Phil Ham from twtd.co.uk in association with John Keeble Cars in Bramford. Put that news hat on. Come on, where's that?
Don't like it still.
No, our friends from the North American Supporters Club, Mick, they've been in touch saying it was a gift. Don't be so ungrateful.
Yeah, you can't be angry at Christmas. Yeah.
Did they say gift, or was the F? It should have been in there.
Phil, just pull it down a little bit at the front.
Do you think
a bit
like
more?
that? Yeah.
No, a bit more.
No,
Yeah.
We can still see your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. Anyway, so Saturday marks the 2nd anniversary of the appointment of manager Kieran McKenna. I think that deserves a big cheer, doesn't it?
Does that not warrant a Super Kieran McKenna?
We've got Super Kieran McKenna. He knows exactly what we need. Wolfie at the back. The lads are in attack. Now we're going to win the Football League.
Hey. Yeah, and well,
Thanks for the clean version.
That's very good. Yeah, yeah. An unknown to many at the time, the Northern Irishman has taken the Blues through a remarkable 2 years, which have climbed from 12th in League One, having been jettisoned from the FA Cup by Barrow. Remember that, Terry? We were both there, weren't we?
We were there.
To second.
Oh dear, when you think the difference now.
I know.
Why?
I know. To second in the Championship, 10 points ahead of third. More new. Every week we talk about records, don't we? More new records this week. Town are the first side in any of the top 4 divisions to reach 50 points this season, and for the first time before Christmas in the club's history, and now have netted 100 league goals, 112 in all competitions, and picked up 100 points during 2023. Which is remarkable. Overall, his time in charge, ignoring the Sunderland match when he watched from the stands a couple of days after his appointment, Town have played 104 matches, won 62, drawn 27 and lost just 15, a win percentage of 59.61, higher than any manager in the club's history. Hopefully on Saturday, to mark the anniversary, he will become the first Town boss since Jim Magilton to win the East Anglian Derby. That would be the perfect way to celebrate, wouldn't it? And the Tractor Girls are in rearranged Adobe Women's FA Cup third round action at the AGL Arena in Felixstowe on Sunday against Lewis, who play in the Barclays Women's Championship a tier above the Blues. The game was originally scheduled to be played last Sunday, but was postponed due to waterlogged pitch. The winners of the tie will host Charlton, currently top of the Championship, in round 4. The rescheduling of the cup tie means the big FAWNL Southern Premier. I should have practiced that bit before I started, shouldn't I? You would, wouldn't you? As a professional.
Yeah. I never get it wrong.
No. The
All right.
FAWNL Southern Premier Division game against leaders Portsmouth, which was originally set for Sunday, will now be played at a later date. Here endeth the news.
Thank you for the news. Thank you. You take your hat off now. There we go. That's a wonderful hat. We all love that, don't we? Yes.
It's marvellous. Yes.
Paddington-esque.
I think I need a Santa hat, don't I? Oh, Ed's got it.
No, Ed's got that.
Yeah.
He's carrying it.
Ed, who was there, of course, the other night. Wasn't
Yeah,
he?
with Elton John, who
Elton
apparently loves us with his Ipswich Town jumper on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good to see the pair of them, wasn't it? And will there be an Ed Sheeran stand at Portman Road? I was sat in the Elton John stand at Watford. One day maybe there'll be an Ed Sheeran stand.
Well, Mark Ashton was here last week. Who saw that? Yeah, great episode. Lots of views for that last
9,000
week.
people watched it, I think.
Yeah, it's up there. And I should have asked him how much it would have cost us to make that the Life's a Pitch TV stand for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at some of the sponsors in the room here.
Yeah, we can get together. Come on.
We know a sign man. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's happened to Ipswich Town on this day in the past, brought to you in association with our friends at Fred Olsen Logistics.
Well, Saturday the 14th of December, we're starting off in 1957. So a couple of years before I was even born. Bobby Johnston scored in a 2-0 home win over Doncaster Rovers. Johnston later moved to Canada, but failed in a bid to become a singer. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Saturday the 14th of December 1963, which was the year before you started there, Laurie, was it?
67 I started.
67 was it? I thought you said 64. Jackie Milburn's men remained rooted to the bottom of Division 1 as they suffered a 3-1 reverse at Burnley. There wasn't a lot happen on the 14th of December in history.
Did you come and watch Jackie Milburn's team, Ipswich team at all?
I saw them I saw them in the early 60s when they won the league and the season after quite often. But I can't remember. I don't think I came down to see Jackie Milburn's team. No, I can't recall.
Did you? I mean, if you did come down, would you have had to have something bigger than a milk crate to stand on?
Yeah, because I couldn't see above.
You'd probably have to have a crane or something like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Stand on your shoulders.
That's right. Yeah.
So, we'll talk about height and goalkeeping. 5'8" was pretty short for a goalkeeper in that era.
Yeah.
These days, goalkeepers are all about 6'7", aren't they?
Well, that's funny you should say that, because I think, probably by today's standards, my grandson plays in a team who's got a little goalkeeper who's just been to Norwich. Ooh. And he's a good goalkeeper, and he's been on he's only 10, but they take them early now, don't they? And there's some kind of test now. They can ascertain how tall they're going to be. So he apparently would be 6'2", because they can tell that by the bone density or something. And they didn't accept him. They accepted a lad who's they think is going to be 6'7". So probably me or Coop, we would never even get a chance now, because you have to be 6 foot, well, mid 6 foot, I would think.
Yeah. Or have long arms.
Or have long arms, like I did, swinging from the chandelier. Yeah. But yeah, that's.
But there's not a great many crosses come into the box.
There isn't. No.
So goalkeepers don't have to be big and powerful to go and collect the cross.
They fill the goal up, and I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, that's what they were looking at, which is strange that they can tell how tall you're going to be.
Mm. Do you think?
Odd.
I mean, do you think there are kind of goalkeepers that are overlooked then by professional clubs?
Well, maybe. I mean, I think you've got to be taller than I was. I think you've got to be 6 foot. I think 6 foot would be. I can't see why a person with 6 foot couldn't play now, no. But they tend to go for really giants, don't they? I don't know. What is our goalkeeper? Well, no, he's not that tall, the one in the minute, is he? Is he about 6 foot?
No, he's...
Hang on, I'll just have a check.
He's about 6'1" or something like that. He isn't that big.
No.
But he's very good with his feet.
Yeah.
But when we trained, Laurie, and we used to have the five-a-side in the gym,
yeah,
you would always be my pick of a goalkeeper in the five-a-side goals.
Yeah.
It was shot stopping you, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hladky's 6'4".
6'4".
He's 6'4", is
I
he?
think what it
God.
is
No.
because we're used to goalkeepers being so much taller that you get goalkeepers who are
6'4". They look short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not 6'4".
I didn't think he was that
No.
tall, but because the other goalkeeper's taller, isn't he?
That makes
Yeah.
Wolfie like
Yeah.
6'8".
Christian's about 6'5", isn't he? I
Yeah,
think, Christian
6'5", yeah.
Moulton.
So, you know, that is how that what they want now in this.
And a
what
word
they
about
look for.
Coops, who was there with you all the while. Pretty
he's-
much you were there.
Yeah, he's really consistent. He was a good keeper, Copes. He was consistent, weren't he? He didn't make many mistakes. He was reliable and really a good goalkeeper, yeah.
He didn't come for many crosses either,
No. Well, they let you do that.
Well, that's
Butch.
right, yeah. Well, I didn't mind that. He headed the ball away.
You mop up, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was because your reflexes are very sharp because
Yeah.
you're a good cricketer as well,
Yeah,
weren't you?
yeah.
You played a lot
I think,
of cricket.
if you do stay on your line and you don't come for crosses, you're then in a position, if someone does beat you, to get a good chance of saving it, aren't you, really? Yeah.
So tell us about the trip to Lords every year for the first Test match when you used to miss training.
Oh, yeah. I used to have a sore throat the first Test match of the year, every year, missed training. And I'd done it for a couple of years. And I don't know if Bobby Robson believed me or not. Anyway, time passed and came the end of the season the next year. I was taken to a hospital to have my tonsils out. And I never had a sore throat in my life. So they took my tonsils out. I was eating ice cream for 2 weeks.
Somebody saw you on the TV.
Lammy saw me in the
Lambert,
crowd, yeah. Lambert saw it. I don't think he told. I hope he didn't.
And did you? Was it right as well? You used to someone should take you to Lords in the car.
Yeah.
And you used to go obviously come through Ipswich.
Yeah.
And you used to duck down
in the
seat
yeah,
so that no one could see you.
Well, that was true. Yeah, I was a cricket. I used to love my cricket. Only going to Lords.
You're left-hander.
Yeah, left-hander.
You didn't bat right-hand, but you didn't left-hander.
No. You were left-handed though.
No.
I thought you batted left-handed.
No.
Oh, you told me you did a little while ago.
No, I was just warming up beforehand. That was what I was
Were you a wicket keeper as well?
Sorry?
Wicket keeper as well?
No, I played slips. The slips. I like the slips. Yeah, I played in the slips, quick in the slips.
So did you play for the Ipswich team?
I'll tell you, we did. We used to play like Essex. We used to have matches every year. We'd play Essex or Surrey, or we had
What, the
sort of
town
mixed
team?
We'd pick a team. Big Hunter played. Beat played. You played in some, didn't you?
Yeah.
I the funniest
Played
one we
on
played
Portman
on
Road.
Portman Road against Essex, and we used to have them dugouts where they would go down, wouldn't they? You'd go down below the level of the ground. Well, Bobby Robson was fielding in front of this dugout, and someone hit a ball straight to him. He caught it and disappeared down the dugout. And all of a sudden, he reappeared with the ball in his hand. And the umpire, out.
Remember that.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Would there be a competition for slip then? Because Bobby used to be first slip, didn't he? Because there was no much. He
Well,
didn't want
this
to run.
particular day, he was standing in front of the dugout and he disappeared. And he came back. Oh, that might have been Graham Gucci caught somebody, a really top cricketer, because they had all the top players down there.
Yeah.
That was really good. We used to have all the sort of. That was good. That was a good fun.
Can you imagine that happening now?
No.
No.
I couldn't.
Mind you, the pitch would be a good wicket, wouldn't it, at
That'd
the moment?
be lovely.
Be
Yeah,
fantastic.
that'd zip, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
certainly
Yeah,
would.
Zip off the top. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, look, we're running right out of time. We really are running right out of time. One person we haven't had a score prediction from yet is Captain Canary. Come up to the microphone, Captain.
Here we go.
Come on. What do you reckon, Captain?
My head says 3-1 to Ipswich. My heart, I'll take a draw as it stands now. I'll take a draw, but I'd love to see us nick at 2-1, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, look, as ever, you're a great sport, and as it is your birthday, can we sing him a song again? Not happy birthday, no, the other one. You've all got the words. Come on, just in case anybody who's just tuning in missed it earlier. Because, it's nice to have someone here to sing to, isn't it? And thank you, Will, very much for sorting out the lyrics for us. Yeah, it's a pleasure. So off you go. 1, 2, 3.
Snow is falling all around us. Ipswich playing, having fun. 'Tis the season, back-to-back promotions. Merry Christmas,
Norwich scum.
Hey! Give him a big round of applause. What a sport.
Well done, Captain.
Fantastic. Just before we finish, we've got the Man v Fat scores for this week, and
Here we go.
here they are, and they're coming up on the screen as well this week. Man Titty 2, Pork Vale 1,
Yes, get in there.
Seattle Quarter Pounders 6, Toulouse a few pounds 8, LA Galaxy Bar 1, Far From Athletic 11, L'Argentina 8, Dinamo Kebab 7, Hardly Athletic 9, FC 20 Stone 7. And a big shout out to Steve Jones, who achieved his 10% loss. And an invite to all town fans who might want to lose a bit of weight in the new year. Give us a look, www.manvfatfootball.org/Ipswich. And that's from Man v Fat Mark. Give them all a big round of applause because they are fantastic. And that's it. Laurie Sivell, we love you so much. Do you want him back?
Yes.
You know, I'm sure there are more stories to tell. Yeah. What do you think the score's going to be Saturday?
Well,
Use your mic.
2-0 to town.
Excellent. Butch?
Well, 3-1 because I thought 3-0 initially, but we always concede a goal.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll concede the first one and then win 3-1.
Yeah. Russ?
2-1.
Phil?
I'll go 3-0. I'm confident.
Ooh. No, I'm going to go for the beat 3-1, I think. And, of course, my prediction of us being in the top two still stands. Although I was informed by Dan earlier, who took my advice from Come Hither Design right at the beginning of the season when I said that we were going to be top two. He sidled up to me tonight and said, did I put any money on it? I said, no, I didn't. He did.
Ooh.
Surely, Dan, I should get some kind of commission
fee.
from that.
Yeah, fee. Yes,
No,
you
he's
must
off. 10%. Anyway, look, thanks, Laurie. Thank you very much for coming. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Thanks to our main sponsor, DPS Tech. We're also supported by All About Hearing, Ginger Pickle, Forward Floors, Come Hither Design, the Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Fred Olsen Logistics, John Keeble Cars in Bramford, and the Dove in St Helens Street in Ipswich. Thank you, Capacity Crowd. You've been amazing. First time we've had an away fan in, possibly the last. We'll be back soon on your podcast or your YouTube channel. In the meantime, up the town and come on, Saturday! Come on! Come on!